Hey y'all, so if you would like to become a member and support my Patreon, go ahead and click my Patreon link below and become a member today. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and jump right into today's topic. So, as many of you know, the Super Bowl was on yesterday, and during that time, um, you had a Jasmine Sullivan perform the national anthem. You had her perform America the Beautiful. And you also had Amanda Gorman perform or recite a lovely poem. Now, what I think is particularly interesting about this is that when I hopped onto social media yesterday, so Instagram, Twitter, when I took a look at the blog sites and the urban media sites, all I saw was a lot of celebration, a lot of solidarity, all kind of, you know, centered around the theme of Black Girl Magic at the Super Bowl. Now, why I find that interesting, or a better word would probably be hypocritical, is because it was only 2 years ago when Travis Scott agreed to perform with the NFL, and this man was basically called everything but a child of God. This man was called every name under the sun, so much so that I probably cannot repeat a lot of it without getting strikes on my channel. However, just to give you an idea, some of the things that were said was that, he's not black, he doesn't care about black people, he's a sellout, amongst other things. Now, at that time, I did content talking about how the anger directed at Travis Scott was fake. It was fake. And here we are, fast forward 2 years later, and that should show you and prove to you that there was actually absolutely the truth. Majority of these people do not care about who is performing at the Super Bowl or with the NFL. Neither do they even care what they're performing as long as it fits the mainstream media narrative at the time. As long as the blog sites are running cover for the narrative, then people are going to bandwagon and jump right along. This is why I often stress to you guys that I do not care about what's trending. I do not care about what's popular. I do not care about what these people are talking about, because if you pay attention and watch, oftentimes they don't even know what they're talking about, what they're supporting. One day they stand for and believe in this, and then the next day they're totally supporting something different or totally different people. It has become very clear to me that whatever popular, whatever the algorithms is pushing, is what people are going to support and promote. All of a sudden, just 2 years ago, you were a sellout for performing at the NFL, and particularly, oh my God, particularly performing the national anthem. However, now today, because the media has now said it's okay and has stopped gatekeeping and gave you permission, now it's Black Girl Magic. Also, it's a reason why a lot of this has centered around Black women in particular. Oftentimes, the narrative that the media has created is to uh, give, or I should basically say, use Black women in a way that the criticism is not always harsh when it comes to certain narratives or certain agendas, right? So we've seen this with the voting system here just recently with, oh, Black women are saving America again, okay? We saw this with all the Black women being promoted as not only the top virologists, but also the ones administering the vaccine. And now we're seeing this with putting the NFL back in the good graces of urban media. It's funny to me. It's so hypocritical to me. It's amazing to me. And if you watch over time, you will begin to see that one of the main things we are up against is this very heavy psychological warfare. That's what this is. When you have a generation of people that has no actual true value system, but is more willing to align with whatever the mainstream media narrative is at that time, that is psychological warfare. Um, this is worthy. I mean, when you really think about it, it's something worthy of worrying about, because the way people are able to be so shifty and be a different person and ride a different wave and bandwagon something different from day to day should be concerning for all of us. So, in the midst of 2020 going into 2021, I've seen these people go pro national anthem, pro NFL. We've now seen people go pro capitalism by calling oligarchs or companies that they would hate any other time, right? Or talk about eat the rich. They've now moved to calling these companies essential. People were totally okay with the super spreader Superbowl event, but were totally against. Go look on Twitter. Everybody's, don't go to a Super Bowl party. Why would you go to a Super Bowl party? You're not actually anti-capitalism. You're anti your neighbor. You're anti small business owners. You're anti your community. Nothing said about the thousands of people at the actual Super Bowl. Nothing said about all the celebrities that I'm not going to name, but we saw y'all sitting in the press boxes or whatever you call them, VIPs, no mask, tons of people. But people all on Twitter talking down on the small business owners that wanted to reap some of the benefits of the actual Super Bowl event. I've seen people go pro cop here recently, championing the black police officer that was recently saved the day on January 6th at the Capitol. So my point in saying this, and don't get me started on everybody that's pro big pharma right now, right? But my point in saying this is that if you follow the mainstream media, if you follow the popular theme, these people, you're going to follow these people right off the cliff, because they don't even know what they support, what they're promoting, and what they're following. And this is the prime example of even trying to turn this Super Bowl thing into some beautiful black girl magic moment. And the entire time between Colin Kaepernick kneeling up until today, all y'all have received is a freaking a poem, a Spanish halftime show last year, and supposedly, allegedly, millions of dollars donated to social justice causes. But first of all, when you go look at the actual breakdowns of that money, only 9% goes to anything even close to dealing with policing. And if you know anything about these sports organizations, they've been giving They're giving money to education, to charities, stuff that they've been doing. This is like Make a Wish, Big Brothers Big Sisters, and stuff that they've been already doing for years. So I don't see anything that's happened within the last 2 years to justify people's switching from one opinion to another, right? All I see is this huge example of psychological warfare that had people steaming from the ears for 4 years during a Republican presidency to be anti-American, anti-flag, anti-national anthem, anti-NFL, into moving you right where they want you now that your symbolism is in office, moving you right back into uh uh the opposite. And this is why I've seen a lot of people say, oh, y'all just gonna go back to sleep now. And it's already obvious. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot of fake. It's a lot of fakeness going on. Um, And whatever the media is talking about is whatever everybody else, and where the majority of these people that be talking are aligning right with the people that are pushing the narrative, right with the people that any other day they will swear up and down they're against. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. These people are not anti any of the things that they say they are actually against. They're not. Time and time has proved this again. I've shown y'all tons of examples of this on my channel. And so, if anything, a lot of these people are actually anti small business, anti the truth, anti consistent values. But, I mean, hey, those are just my thoughts. Those are just my thoughts. I mean, you know. But those are my thoughts. Leave your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye.